Hello, boys and girls. Good afternoon. How are you? My side are pretty good. Finished the grind of admin manager. Was Has been a big grind. Let's say like 1 week of grinding, and it's finally finished. I'm very happy about it. I can remind you the mission that we had, and we can maybe review it. The mission is completed. Actually, our mission was the following. Our mission was to have admin manager compile done, to have the info command work on an item or a player, and I can show it to you right now just to prove that the mission is working. So if I go let's go back to the area where we have some items, or I can just drop an item, it's the same. I can drop an item here, like here. I take this one, I drop it here, you see the item, right? Wow, it's very shiny. And if I click on it, and in the chat I say /info or /info target, I don't remember, right? Well, sorry, apart from the debug, which is not needed. I get, you see, I get the information. So I get small battle axe with items that I did too, item ID, blah blah blah, EID, set region and position, etc. Right? So we get the information about the item, so it means that not only admin manager works, but also is providing the right information about items that are in the world. So seems to be good, and I can do the same with NPCs. Yeah, you will see again the debug. I can remove it, I think, but yeah. So if I do it on the NPC, for some reason it's saying it's not an item, player, or NPC. It was working yesterday. Why? Object is not an item. Maybe I have to do info target again. We have a problem. It was working yesterday. Okay, we can check if there is anything. Send character description, factions. It crashed on the character description, I think. It crashed. Where did it crash? Get faction description. Okay. And get faction, get standings. Okay, probably because this character doesn't have any factions, so we should probably do it a bit safer than this. We should probably just check before going through this that get factions is not returning null, and get standing also is not returning null. So we can have, let's just do a check here, and in case we return okay, let's do if get factions and get faction get standings. So this way it should not crash anymore. Okay, so if this is the case, get factions, what is returning? Get faction is returning. So I have to stop it, otherwise I don't understand what is doing. Get faction is returning a faction set, which I guess may be null, and get standing is returning a T map. Let me just double check. Get standing, return faction standing. So I don't know if this can be not initialized, but I think it doesn't like the tmap. Yeah. The problem is that if I do, okay, let me try again. But I probably get factions was already empty. I would do this. If not, we will do faction description equal to null and just return, right? Return false. Yes. Okay, let me try like this. I don't know why. By the way, we are checking an NPC information and description. So, but I guess there will be some cases in which it still crash. So it's didn't want to make it perfect. Just wanted to make it working. But obviously, it's better if it works fully. I agree. We are streaming live on YouTube, but also on Twitch. So if you want, you can also watch me on Twitch if it's better for you. Okay, we're just recompiling this. Now we have to decide a bit what to do next because okay, we can continue to, let's say, do small fixes and debug, and I mean that's fine, obviously. It's no problem. We can do a bit of bug fixing, but I wanted to understand what to do next because again, the objective here is to put into the game all the major systems and then potentially have someone else do the debug and the testing, you know. So that is my idea. So putting in all the major systems I think is imperative for us. And now actually we have quite a number of systems in, and admin manager was really one of the biggest one missing. Now there are a few things that we can do. So today I was thinking to work a bit on split of stacks in the inventory, and I was thinking to work a bit on containers and maybe the visualization of books because at the moment when you are right clicking on an object is not really, you know, so let me also debug this because I think we can get faction. So if we put a breakpoint somewhere here, I think would be good. Okay, let me try again. We have to find the lady. I don't know where she is. Okay, she's there. I will make the window bigger in a second. Okay, so you can see a bit better. So the point is clicking on her and as a target, and then just doing /info. I don't remember if /info is. Let me remove these breakpoints because I don't need them anymore. If I just do /info, I think it's not enough. Oh, now it worked. Why before it didn't work? Okay. I think I did /info target, right? I have no idea why it didn't work, but it's working now. Maybe because it was considering I was the target. No idea, but you see that it works okay. So yeah, it works okay. I don't know why it crashed. Maybe it was because it was missing that small. Let me try to do this again. Wow, it's so shiny. There is a light, just very strong light just next to it. So if I do /info, I get my small battle axe information. Perfect. Yeah, so it works okay. Let me try to do again the lady after the axe because this is what we did before. And I don't know if this is what is messing it up. No. I have no idea why it didn't work before. But anyway, it works now. You get the text, you know, you get the description, and you get the information of this particular NPC. So one thing that we cannot do, but I would like to do, is to be able to split stacks. So like now, if I want to move 2 of these fruits, I have to do it one by one, which is very annoying because you may want to move, like here we have a stack of 32, and if I have to move 10 of them, it's not very handy, right? So also you see also when I want to put one stack into the other, it moves one item at a time. This is because we never implemented split of stacks, so maybe we should do it now. I think it would be a good idea to do it now. Would be a good idea. So let me check how it's done in the old plan shift, right? Because I would like to understand how it was done before, so that we can do it the same here. When I right click at the moment, it's doing nothing. So maybe so let me launch the old one and see how it was working. Okay, because I don't remember it 100%. I don't remember that 100%. I think it's right click, or when you are moving it, if it's a stack, automatically gives you the pop-up. Okay, it's up now. It takes a lot to load up. Okay, let me see. We are in a position which is far away from everyone, so we are like in the middle of nowhere here. So let me see. If I have, like here I have 2 tables. Okay, so yeah, as soon as I click on it, actually if I right click, I get the examine window, which is also something that we can do. If I try to left click, if it's a stack, he automatically asks me what is the amount I want to move, if it's one or multiple. So this small window we have to create, okay? And then if I say one, then I'm moving only one item, right? And I can split it. Right. Okay. If it's like this one, which is 7, I can click until 7, and okay, so the small UI we have to create, right? We have to create. So let's go on and create it so that we fix this, because it's very, very useful. So to do that, we need to do it from the editor, because I think that the server side is fully, yeah, I'm just thinking, I think the server side is fully done. Yeah, I think we just need the UI, and then we need to pass on this number together with our slot, and then we are fine. I think so. So let me check. Okay, so first of all we need to create the new UI, right? We need to create the new UI. The new UI would be very simple. It's just a pop-up box, and I think this pop-up box we can open and destroy at any time. We can put it under game Windows. I think it's fine, and we will call it. So we need a new widget. User interface. I was not remembering where it was. When and we call it stack selector. I think stack selector is clear enough. Okay, stack selector. So what do we need? We need the nothing. We just need the amount and the number, right? So we need the amount and the number. We need a kind of a scroll bar, a kind of a slider, right? We need a slider in the middle. And I think there were numbers on the left and on the right, right? So there was like from 0 to 7, and then there was a number in the middle. I would like to do it exactly the same. I didn't take a screenshot. Pity. I should have taken a screenshot. I didn't do it again. I think there was amount in the middle with the value, and then let me see. Yes, amount is saying max 2, and then there is the number based on how you scroll, right? Max 7, I think it's clear enough. So we just take a screenshot just in case that we. Oh, by the way, we should finish this mission. Okay, this mission is to me it's completed. I don't know what you think, but to me it's fully completed. So this one, I think we can save it, and we can then create a new mission, right? Even if this small mission that I have now, I don't know, it's not big enough to call it a mission. I feel it's okay. I mean, it's easy enough. Should be quick. Should be quick to do. Okay, so this is the UI we want to kind of replicate, and just close this. So yeah, we want a slider. We want to have the number here at the top, so we will be just a text here. So this will be our number. So for example, number 1 or number 2. So I can put 1 just to remind us. If it's centered, I would prefer actually. Can I center the text? Alignment, size, position, and color. No, I would like to center the text. There it is, justification. Okay, so it is in the middle, and then we want to have another text box similar to this one, which says the max. So this will be something. This also will be centered, and it will be something like max 7 as an example. And even above that there would be an amount. Okay, so I need a bit more space. Isn't it? This is pretty big, so we should probably make it smaller. So this one is the only one that stays fixed and says just amount, right? So amount, max, and then we need 2 buttons, okay, and cancel. Just thinking the font. I think the font can be smaller than this. I don't think we need a very large font. I think it's fine. Okay. We will make it more beautiful later on. Okay, this slider. So this will be slider amount. This will be txt current value. let's call it, and current value. So this must be a variable, this must be a variable, and this one will be txt max value. Also this one will be a variable. Okay, I think that's it. And then we need the two buttons like OK and cancel. And on these ones I need a text on top. So this one will be called button OK, and this one will be called button cancel. By the way, can some of you investigate what is the exact policy for playing music on the stream? Because I understand that YouTube is kind of very sensitive about it, so it just tends to mute all your streams if you are playing any copyrighted music. But I've seen that at the end everyone is everyone is playing music on the stream. So what is the point? So can we play it or not? I have no idea. So this text block will be cancel. Because it would be nice for me to play music, but I've seen that again, YouTube is very annoying about copyrighted music, and all the time I've seen people playing music and YouTube being very annoying and muting your stream. So maybe we should do it anyway, and if the stream gets muted, who cares? I don't know. We can try. I can try one and see. But what is the exact policy for playing music on YouTube Live? Policy for playing music on YouTube live stream. Is that a thing? Auto live stream third party content when your license is right. Your live broadcast can be interrupted even if your licensed third party content in question and you restrict your broadcast internet. So if your license caller will be claim the content in your video, content ID claims or can no. Restriction on live streamings. Your channel live streaming ability will not disabled even if you receive the channel community guideline strike. Your live stream or cable stream. Your streamer can copyright takedown. Your live stream matches another copyright live broadcast. Licensing restriction 90 days. So it's not very clear. I mean, everyone is playing music on streams, or not. I think they are, right? Everyone is playing music continuously. So, or they buy the rights to play it, or because what it says here is that, yeah. I have no idea. Any of you can help me on that, so I don't spend time researching that, but I spend time working on the game. Because it would be nice to have some background music. I really would like to, but I'm not sure if that's a problem. These things are not aligned. Okay, now they are aligned. Okay, so it's fine. So this will be our UI, very simple for now. And this UI, so we want to connect the cancel. Well, the cancel is actually doing nothing. It's just returning to the non-drag mode. OK is the one that we care for, right? So the first thing we should do is when a slot is clicked. So let me just remember where we have the W slot. I think is inside is W slot item. I think is inside of this. And inside of this there must be a left click, which I think is this one. Player controller cast person blah blah blah. Item click. He's checking if he has already an item on the cursor. Okay, if not, he goes here into item click. Item click is basically this. Okay, so I don't know why we do this, but okay. Then we cast to player controller. Again, we check if we have an item already. If we have an item, means that we have to drop it, and that's fine. But if we don't have an item, which is our case, we are checking this on cursor. On cursor, I don't know exactly. Spawn a new widget attached to the mouse, save this widget variable in the new one and make this widget blank. Okay, so this is the actual pickup. Don't understand exactly if on cursor is true. I think it should never be true here because we already double checked here if there was nothing attached, but in this case it goes back to dropping the item, right? And so this is not where we are. We are here. So in this case, before spawning the new widget attached to the mouse, I think we need to spawn the widget that we just created. Let me check item pickup. Create WT slot widget. Yeah. So it should be here before this. Before this, okay. This was not included for some reason. Before this, we need to check if our target location has a stack that is greater than 1. Now let me just check how to do it. But item pickup, create slot item, update slot, item name, item stack count. So we should have stack count actually. This variable stack count, I think it should be already valid. I'm not completely sure. Yeah, this is stack count, absolutely. Stack count is the one that is set on the single slot. So we need to do a check, right? So we need to branch on this one, and we need to check if this number is greater than 1. Oh, something bad happened. Something bad happened. The editor is completely stuck. The editor is completely stuck, boys. Oh my god. This happened already one time. Do you remember that it happened already to us one time? Then I was moving the mouse and it was like... Do you remember what it was? Oh my god, I don't remember. I think it was the NVIDIA panel or something. Let me try to terminate all the NVIDIA thingies. It was some freaking NVIDIA panel thing. NVIDIA share? I don't remember. It was some NVIDIA thingy that was... I don't remember at all. I think it was. No? Oh my god, this is so annoying. There is a key. I mean, when I press a certain key, it mess up, you know? Discord, Paint, scripted, NVIDIA share. Let me try to get this NVIDIA share. No, it's not. It's also is restarting continuously, so it doesn't make this NVIDIA container. I cannot terminate it. That's the problem. I thought it was. There are two NVIDIA containers. There is one here and another there. No, it's still there. There is an NVIDIA display cache. NVIDIA display container. There are so many NVIDIA thingies running. This one I cannot terminate. The point is that NVIDIA share continues to come up, you know. I think I have to terminate them all, and I think I point tray. What is this? No idea. No, still, if I move my mouse, is doing that sound all the time. So let me check all the NVIDIA ones. NVIDIA Web Helper, NVIDIA Share, NVIDIA Container. Look at how many containers there are. It's like, let's take the biggest one, maybe. Nah, it's the same. Doesn't make any difference. Whatever we do is NVIDIA wrapper cache. What is this? NVIDIA. There are so many NVIDIA thingies. NVIDIA Helper 64 is one of these processes which is fucking up with my mouse. Why I have to waste time on this? No idea. This one I cannot terminate, right? Well, some I can, but as soon as I terminate, they restart immediately. You see, as soon as I terminate it, the NVIDIA container is started again. I think I managed to keep the share completely. And the web helper. Maybe one is launching the other, you know. There is this cache thingy. As soon as I move the mouse, it's doing that shit again. I don't know why. This one I cannot terminate. I don't remember if it was the NVIDIA thing or something else. Turquoise overlays. I don't need turquoise at the moment. I think I can remove it. Otherwise I have to just restart my PC. Or I can try to disconnect the mouse and connect it again. Let me try to disconnect the mouse and see what it does. Maybe it's a way. Maybe it's a way. Now we connected the mouse. Okay, it's not doing it anymore. Okay, so probably the solution is just to do that. Could be. Could be that the solution is just to do that. Okay. So let's remember next time when it does this mess is to greater than integer greater than. So if it's greater than 1, if the stack count is greater than 1, then we branch, and we want to. By the way, I think all my windows are fucked up for some reason now. Right? No, I think they are okay. they are fine. So if that happens, if it's greater than 1, for now I think we can do it as simple as add widget to viewport. Right? I think we can just do that for now. Now first we have to create a widget. I think we can create and destroy from this one. Yeah, I think it would be okay. Stack, so we create our win stack selector, and the only player, okay, is the player controller reference only the player doing all the widget. Okay, you need that. Okay, if you need that, we can get a player controller and just do this, which is fine. Okay. Now we create our widget. And then what? Then we will have to wait though that our player is clicking OK or not. So yeah, we will have to generate an event from our widget. So if it's false, we can go here, no problem. But if it's true and we create this pop-up window. So let me just try to put a comment around this. So if stack greater than 1, then pop up stack selector. Okay, so we do this. And at this point, if it's true, we will pop up that window. And inside that window, what we want to do, we want to generate an event if it's cancel or okay. If it's cancel, okay, it does nothing. So just destroy the window. I think that's the thing. So let me just do something more because I have to add it to the viewport. If I don't add it to the viewport, it will not be visible. Okay. And yes, and then okay. So then here, if we press on OK, let's activate both events. If I press on OK and if I press on cancel, right? Okay. If I press on OK, if I press on cancel, two different things may happen. And if I press on OK, or if I press on cancel, we just remove the widget. We just remove from parent this widget, and that's it, I think. So nothing will happen. If I select a value, right? If I select a value, then what I want to do, I want to generate an event with the proper stack count, which goes back to my WD slot item. So maybe what we should do, we should set a reference to this slot item. Yes, I think we should. Otherwise, this will not work. Yeah. So in our Windows selector, I think we should have a variable that is selected slot, and this selected slot should be of type WD slot item, and we need a way to actually can be visible from the outside. Yes, I would say so. So we can after we do this, we can set slot there should be a set selected slot, no? Yes, set selected slot. So we want to set this slot to a reference to self. Okay. So meaning that we set the reference to this widget to the pop-up window. So it knows exactly what is the selector, because we would like then to go back if this happens and to enter, let's say here with a new event. A new event which will be something like stack selected. And the stack selected, we need to have one variable which is an integer, which is stack count, and this would be an integer, and this one should go here. Now the only problem is, how do I decide, how do I split the thing? Because item pickup is going down here, and by default is setting the stack count equal to the one of the slot. Pick them out and with mouse. Create new W slot widget. Yeah, this stack count should be different. Should be not the same as the one that we have on the slot, but the one that we selected here. Now the problem is, if this is null, what do we do? I mean, I cannot just connect it like this, right? I cannot, because then if it comes from the other route, it will not work. So I think I need to check if this stack count is valid. I need to set it in a variable somehow, and then do the check if this is valid before setting it up here, and then using that variable. Yeah, I think this is what I should do. So let me do this. So I have to, do I want to put it in a variable or not? It's a good information, good question. I would say no. We say split stack, so we create a variable that is called split stack. It is an integer, and there's a split stack, or let's say stack after split. Stack after split. So this one we have to set it, and if we are coming from here, we set it equal to this. If we are coming from here, no, sorry, I need to do set. If we are coming from here, we set it identical to the slot item, to the slot count, right? Which is called stack count, yes. So we set it equal to this. So if we are coming from this route, we are using just the stack count of the slot. If we are coming from this route, we are setting as the split. And then here, instead of using stack count, we use our variable. So this one can go away. And this we can be connected here. Okay, I will keep it a bit, yeah, off, so we know that all these are standard parameters. This one is a variable that is coming from another place. I think it should be fine. Now we need to call this method though, and then this method should also call, so where do we go? In this case, icon image, if, what is this branch doing actually? If icon image is empty, meaning there is nothing to do. Yeah, because they can be 0 items. Let's see. They can be 0 items. So if there are 0 items, I cannot split. And so it is still valid also, because this will not go anywhere. Item pickup. By the way, I have to do this before, not after. Yeah, I have to do this before, otherwise it will never work. So item pickup, and then let me just check one thing. So item pickup will then go down here. I think this check we should do anyway. If stack count is greater than 1. Well, anyway, we come here only if the stack is greater than 1, so I think it should be fine. So we are if we are here, we are sure that the stack is greater than 1. So I think we can go direct from here, we can go directly here. I think. Yeah. And this method is called, we can put it inside of this, because this method is actually called only when we split the stack greater than 1. So should be fine. Now what we need to do, we need to call this method from our win stack selector. So when the button is clicked, we have to take the value of our window, which is this one. So we have to take our txt current value and get txt current value, and yeah, we will have to convert it to an int, and we'll have to call in our selected slot, right? In our selected slot, we will have to call stack selected, right? And as an input, we have to put this. Can I convert it? Get text. Can I convert it to an integer? I need to convert. How do I convert this to an integer? I have it to string actually, but cast to integer? No, it's impossible. There must be a utility function to convert. To integer bool, to integer byte. Well, nah, seems not working. How do I convert string to int? Okay, there it is, string to int. Nice. Found it. Okay. Good. So we convert that to an integer, and we call that method. Okay, fine. Now what I want to do, I want to make the slider actually working. Okay. So we have to initialize the slider, I think, because the initial value. Then there is a value, and there should be also like a max and minimum. So this slider amount. So whenever we go in, yes, whenever we go in, maybe we can have just a setup kind of function, because otherwise, well, the slider is available from the outside. So in theory, when I'm here, I could also set all the values of the slider if I want. So I could do something like this, and then get slider amount. Let me see if it's possible. Yes, I have my slider, and now inside my slider, what can I do? Widget. I should be able to set the maximum value. What is it? User interface? No. let me say value, no, set max, no. How do I set this thing on the slider? I need to set the maximum and minimum values. Let me see if any of you is answering. No, no of you is answering. Okay. Okay, let's find out. Trying to understand how they do this. Set field of view value. It just called I mean value, okay, but I don't need to set only the value. I need to. So I guess yes, set value. Okay, thank you. But this is the current value, and the current value for me can be starting from 1, but I need to set the maximum and minimum value. Okay. Set max min slider. Okay. Set max slider value. Okay, there should be. Why I don't see it? Set max slider doesn't exist. There is a set slider bar color, set slider handle color. Ah, there it is, I found it. Why doesn't take this as an input? Slider object reference is not compatible with Spinbox object reference. Spinbox. Why Spinbox? A simple widget that shows a sliding bar with handle that allows you to control the value between 0 and 1. Okay. Spinbox. Numerical entry box that allows for directly entry number of allows the user to click and slide the number. Well, it is good as well. Maybe we can use this one. Maybe we can use this one. Let me see how it looks. Spinbox. Well, I prefer the slider really. I really prefer the slider somehow than this thing. There must be a value though, a minimum and maximum, no? Value 0 to 1. No, it is just 0 to 1. A slider by default is 0 to 1. Step size 1. I don't understand. Slider can only be 0 to 1, really? I mean, there is not a slider that does more than that. I mean, I could divide it, you know, I mean, I could take 1 to 7 and make it proportional to 0 to 1, and then when you move up, it moves up. But, I don't know, seems a bit stupid. With a spin box, I can probably, I have more control, I think. Because there is a minimum value and maximum value. So for example, minimum value I can say 1, maximum value I can say 7, the current value may be 1, and so this thing will probably allow me to go up and down. But for example, there is a percentage there. I don't like the percentage. Should we just scale the slider then? So when the slider is moved on value changed, maybe we can just have on value changed and is this the new value or the old value? I don't know, we can make a test. We can make a test and see how it works, but so we can print out the slider value and the new value and see what happens. Get value. No, I never use this thing, so I have no idea how to use it. I think it's this one, get value. Okay, let's try just to print out these two and see what happens. I think that the value we get in the function is the new value, and the value that we get there is the old value. So we can then just scale it, you know, and just scale it based on, okay, let's assume for a second that is true. So we just print out those two, and what do? We can, I mean, if the value is greater than, the problem is that we have to scale it properly. Seems so stupid there is not an integer slider already made. I mean, what's the difficulty of that? Is it real that there is no integer slider? Come on. Why they have all these complex explanations to have a slider? I don't understand. This is probably not what we are looking for. In range 0 to 1, out range 0 to 5. Oh, that's very nice. It is very, very nice, this clamp thing. Map range clamps. Map range clamps. This seems to be the solution to our problem. Map range clamped. So the in range is 0 to 1 and the out range is yeah, we need to have the max value somewhere, obviously. So we need a variable which is the max value. which is of type integer. The mean value will always be 1, so it's easy. So we get our max value and we put it here. The problem is that I don't want it to be with decimals, right? So yes, it does floor for that. You see, it does floor because he wants to, yeah, keep it to an integer. Okay, that's fine. So I think it should be fine. Then when we have this, slider value different from this, set slider value. Why it goes back to setting the slider value, I don't understand it too much, but it's okay. Let's see what it does here. So when the value is changing, is anyway clamping it to this, and then what we want to do, we want to put this information into our current value. Right? Why this variable as the name, which is slightly okay, fine. I don't know why the name is not correct. So here what we do, we just set the value to I think we need to append. No, we don't need to append. We need to actually get this and then set the text. Yes, that is what we need to do. Okay, so we will set the value of the slider based on this clamp. Okay, let's see what happens. I don't know. Are we setting the max in any way? No. At the moment we're not setting the max, right? So we should do two things here. We should set not the value, but we should set the max. Set max value. Now, sorry, what is the name of the thing? It's called max value. Yeah, I have to make it visible outside. Oh, that's why. Set max value. Okay, here it is. So here we do no stack selector object reference, slider object reference, win stack selector object reference. Well, yes, because it's actually this one. Okay, it's actually this one. So we set the value, the max value, to be the stack count. Yes, and yeah, it's a bit messy, unfortunately. Visual is a bit messy, but it should be fine. So we create our window, we add it to the viewport, we set the selected slot, which is ourselves, to as a target, okay, and then we set the max value. Then the window will pop up, right? The window will pop up. So as soon as it pops up, we are current value, I don't know what will be, but it should be 1. maybe in the construct we can set the value of this slider to 1. Maybe yes. So the current this slider amount, I can set its value, no. Set value, this one. So this one we set to 0, because 0 is clamped to 1 anyway, so I think we should clamp it to we should set it to 0 and visually, and then set our current amount the same way we did here. Yeah, this current value we should set it to 1 by default. Okay, so as soon as it pops up, the slider is all to the left and the value is 1. Then as soon as we start to change the value, okay, we print out these two just for sake of debug, but then we clamp its value between 1 and the maximum value, which we have set previously. Yes, and we print it out in the current value. Hello, Soup. How are you? Okay, so then it should be fine. Do you want to test it and see what happens? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I think we didn't change the code, so we can just launch client and server separately and just see what happens. Okay, logging in. So, if I try to split a stack, for example, this stack is 4. As soon as I click it, yes, this one pops up, correct. And then it starts from 1, the maximum amount for some reason is 7, it should not be 7. 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, it works pretty well. I mean, the scaling works very well. It's just that the max amount is not updated for some reason. But from 1 to 4 works pretty well. So if I do like 2, now I have an object in my hand which has 2 stacks, you see? See the small number 2? Maybe you don't see it, but I see it. And so I can then drop it there. Okay, I think it works. I think it kind of works. We just need to be sure that we update this max. For some reason it's not updated. But the actual slider seems to be working okay. The clamp of the value seems to be working okay. Yes, when I do okay, also it should disappear. Okay, why the max is not displayed? Why the max is not displayed? why the max is not displayed. So two things we have to do. One is when we press OK, we also want to do remove from parent at the end. Okay, and that's fine. Yes. Then we want to be sure that the max is properly updated. So yeah, I updated only current value. I didn't update the max value. So get max value, set text. Maybe we should do a kind of a setup function, because it seems that we are, yeah, it will probably be better, you know, to have a kind of a setup function with the max value. Yeah, I think it's better. Let's have a new event, which is setup values, right? And setup values, the only thing that we need is the max value. That's the only thing that we need to do. So we need an input, which is max value, which is an integer, and that's it. And then we will execute this, you know. And so yeah, max value. No, actually, we said we want to append, right? We want to say max something. So we want to append, and we want to append max plus this, and this will go here. Okay. Fine. So we need to call this setup event, which I think is better than what we have. Let me just close the. What is open at the moment? Server. No, the editor and the server. Yes. Okay. So I need to call this setup values. I need to call this setup values from here. So instead of doing all this mess, I think we can just. Now I also want to have the slot, so we set also that. Yes, we set also. So we want to have this, and we want to have another parameter, which is the selected slot, and this one is of type WD slot. WD slot item, I guess. Yes. And what we want to do from here, we want to call. So add to viewport is fine. Then we do setup values. And setup values, we just add our max value, which is the stack count, and we add a reference to self. Yeah, that's a bit cleaner, I think. All this stuff we do it from there, right? Okay, it's definitely better. And so when we do the setup values, then we will set the max value into the txt max value, the current value as 1, and the selected slot into the selected slot. Right? I can put it whatever down here. Okay, good. So this will be the setup. These pre-constructs we don't really need. Why there was a pre-construct? No idea. Okay, so sorry, I was watching something else. So having done this, we can. Having done this, we can. I think it's okay because we set up this. The only thing we are missing maybe is what is it? You want to know what is the goal of today? Well, I'm a bit mixed at the moment, but the goal of today, the goal of the current goal, let's say, which doesn't mean this is the goal of the full day, but the current goal is to allow to split stacks when you are picking them up. When you're picking them up in the inventory window, right? Yeah, because at the moment you only move one stack at a time, and it's very annoying. And maybe for crafting, you need to put like 10 ingredients, 10 quantity of the same ingredient, and at the moment you cannot do it. You have to move one by one, and anyway, maybe you don't, it doesn't even work. So we need to be able to do this. And so I'm working on this small UI window, which is allowing me to this win stack selector, which is allowing me to select the amount of items I want to move. That's basically the point. Now, I just want to double check that we did everything. So we did this thing here, okay. We remove from parent in case of okay. And it's fine as well. And then we clean this, okay. So all of that is fine. Okay, I think we can test it. But it was kind of working already. The only problem I saw is that the window at the bottom was the window at the slot at the bottom was still was presenting no icon. Even if it's a split stack, it should present an icon. So I had a question before about streaming music. Can any of you, I don't know, Soup, if you want to do it, but can any of you do some research on the internet and understand if I can play music while I'm streaming or not? Is which kind of music or whatever? Because I would like to play some music in the background, but I've seen that for some reason YouTube is very upset if you. Sometimes they take down your stream if you. I don't know, but everyone is playing music in their stream, so I don't get it. Okay, so you see, why is not clamping anymore? Well, we did something bad. It's only clamping between 0 and 1 for some reason. Why is this? What happened? I didn't set the maximum value. Maybe I didn't set the maximum value because it was working before, so I don't know what I missed. Let me check. So in our setup, I do the initialization of the basic value. I do initialization of this. Yes, I didn't set this. I didn't set this one. That's why. That's why, boss. Can I split it for me? Maybe it's a bit cleaner. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it was only that. It was only that. Okay, fine. We were not setting the max value. I think we can remove the printouts, by the way. I don't need these two printouts. I don't need that. I don't need any of this. Just need the new values because we just tested it. It works okay, so there's no need to. Do I want to do this way? Okay. Is it clean enough? Yeah, I think it's clean enough. Okay, good. So now the other point is that we need to see if the stack is actually splitted properly, you know, how we have set. Okay. So yeah, that's the main goal. This is one of the goals of today. I also wanted to do some visualization of books and items, but let's see. So for example, this stack I have 6 items. So if I click on it, it realizes 6. Okay, now it works properly. So I take, let's say, 4. I click on OK. I have the 4 here. I put it here. Fuck, it only splits 1 though. So up to the point of splitting was okay, but then he split 1 anyway. Then he split 1 anyway. So there must be still something when we drop. So I think the pickup is good now, and the widget is good as well. I mean, we can improve the graphics, but the widget is good. It's just when you put it down that is not working. So when we put it down is actually in this part of the code. I will show you. All live broadcasts are scanned for third-party content. When third-party content is identified, a placeholder image may replace your live broadcast. Third-party content in some cases may terminate live broadcast. Yeah, but so how do people usually stream with music? I mean, I never seen anyone streaming without music, you know? At least on Twitch. On YouTube, maybe less, but on Twitch, everyone has music in the background all the time. So, is it the fact if you are breaking the music with your voice, and so is kind of okay, or like you're not reproducing, you know, the full thing? You're just reproducing a piece of it, and so it's fine because you're not breaking any copyright, or given the fact that you are using the music to entertain people, then you are in breach. I don't know. I mean, if you take any other stream, they have music on the background. So should I do it anyway and just I mean, I can take any web radio, you know, any web radio and just play it. But I don't know. The web radio may say people are listening to your stream and not to my radio, and so and so I don't like it. I don't know. Or I can play only music that is without copyright, meaning plus than 50 years, right? I think the copyright ends after 50 years. Okay. So the problem we have is that when we pick up the item is fine, but when we drop it, and the drop is here, the stack is always 1. Yeah, you see stack count. Yeah, it's not connected. Okay, good. We have to connect the stack count with music from games. I don't know. I mean, I would like to play some music I like, but I mean, we can try and see if something happens, but will be annoying to have the stream muted or the channel closed, you know, just because we are playing some music, so it would be annoying. So, but anyway, the problem we have is this stack count. It's we need to inventory slot target. Is the target object a slot? So item under cursor. So I think if I take from here stack count and I connect it here, I think it should be fine. And I should do the same also in the other case, which is here. If I take get stack count and I connect it here. Is it possible to drop a stack of 2 into the world? I guess it is, right? So in plain, if I let me check. Let me check if it's possible to drop a stack of 2 items into the world, or if you have to drop a stack of 1. No, but I think you can, because actually items are stacking on the ground based on proximity, I guess, right? Yeah. Okay, I just launched it. I'm just trying to see. This is the old client. Huh? Okay, if I have a stack of 7 like here, and I take 3 and put it on the ground, and I examine it, yes, it says it's a stack of 3, and also the weight is multiplied by 3, so there are a lot of interesting things. Okay, so yeah, it works perfectly in the old game. And I can pick up 3 and such. Okay, so yeah, you can drop any stack at any time. So fine, let's see what happens with this stack count connected here. Not 100% sure, but should work okay. Are these the only 2 places where we are moving? Well, there is also the place where you are moving to another container like the exchange. in this case, yeah, I think this is not only from inventory to inventory. I think it is from inventory to any other container which is not the world, because I think that is working also for exchange window. We will have to see, because I don't know. I mean, the code is should be flexible enough, you know, parametric enough to support. So it is the new client. I know they look the same, but it is the new client. And I think it's good. It looks the same. Means we did a good job importing it, right? It seems to receive a warning before anything bad happens. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, okay, now cannot drop a partial stack on an existing item. What the hell does it mean? So it seems that we cannot merge any more stacks. Okay, let's see if the split works anyway. So if I split it with 3 and I put it here, no, doesn't work at all. I actually lost my item. Got slot movement message for 0 stacked items. I mean, it seems something very bad happens. No, actually, it just doesn't move. No, now it's back, but seems that just it doesn't work. So if I set 3 and I want to put it here, let me see on the server side what happens. It says got, so 1536, yeah, it's now. So it's saying got slot movement message for 3 stacked items, and this is to be okay. From container 1 slot 27 to container 1 slot 18. It is already a bit weird actually. No. It's not moving anything anymore now. It's like if the slots are not correct. So the stack count, I mean, the stack count is not correct. It's probably coming out as 0 all the time for some reason. Move it item from slot 22, container -1, slot 23, container 1. There is something very bad going on. I think the value that we passed in was not good enough. It seems to receive a warning, huh? Okay, it seems that here, having connected this stack count to to stack count, seems that it didn't work as expected. So let me see this one maybe. So we are saying moved item slot container to slot container. Maybe we can do we can add two new variables and saying stack count, and then we can put here the stack count just to see if it's actually 0 or not, because I have the feeling that this one unfortunately will be 0. I don't know why it must be is 0, but let's just reconfirm it. It takes a second, so let's just reconfirm that for some reason this is 0. Why it should be 0? Because item under cursor, W item under cursor. This is the slot that we are setting. I think we are setting it. Where are we setting this slot? Item click. Setup. Wow. This code, boys. This code. I'm trying to understand. There it is. Keep the item under cursor variable on player controller up to date. So what it's doing is setting self, which is actually a slot, yes, to be on hovered button. Why we have this on hovered? Item under cursor. No, but then it's not item under cursor then. Wait a second. It's not the item under cursor makes, I mean, it's not that. Why we are even using item under cursor here? Move item slot. Container to slot container. Okay, it seems that this one is the target, and this one is the, okay, so the stack count, actually I should not take it from this. The stack count I should take it from this. It is probably the issue. Yes, most likely. The stack count should be taken not from the mouse under cursor, but should be taken from the self, which is the source. Yeah. I think that was the mistake. Wait a second. So how do we do it here though? Drop item into the wall from inventory backpack. Inventory slot. I think it should be self, but I'm not 100% sure why we are using this one. This one for sure is not correct. This one is not correct. Stack count. And I don't get exactly why we are using this from slot with the target, which is the item attached to the cursor. So Item attached to the cursor. Ah, wait a second. One is item under cursor and the other is item attached to the cursor. Oh shit. Isn't the item attached to the cursor the same as self? Actually, no. Because self is the destination. So confused now. I'm so confused. How can this work actually? So from container to container. So to slot, we use item under cursor. I don't know. I think it should be. I think it should be item attached to cursor. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why we are not. I mean when I drop it, the item that I have on the cursor is the slot. Yeah, it should be this one. I don't know why we are using the other one, and I have no idea why it works. But I guess I'm missing something if it works then. I think I'm missing something then. If it works. I think it should be because self unfortunately is the target. And it is why I'm so surprised that it says from container. What the hell? I don't know what self is when we are dropping it. When we are dropping it, self should be null. Ah, I'm super confused about this. Super confused. Like really confused. Like extra confused. Okay, the only thing is to test it and see what it does. That's the easiest. I added a debug so now we can see what is the number, what is the stack count as well that we are passing in. If this thing connects. Okay. We're actually connecting. Okay, so if I move, so we have this stack of 5, okay? I take the stack of 5, I decided now is 3. I have the 3 here, I drop it there. Okay, now it worked. 2 and 3. 2 and 3, now it properly worked. Nice. So can I put back this battery with batter and see? Okay, now it works again. Okay, nice. Yes, now it works again. Okay, so the yeah, there is this small issue of the fact that you're always popping up, but it's okay. At least we can properly split stacks now. Like if I want to put this 3 together with the other 3, I take them all, I put them here, it becomes 6. Okay, it works now. Very nice. So if I have this, let's try with this 32 stack. This is a stack of 32. I want 18. I put it here and I get 14 and 18. I get an 18, I split it to 9. And I have 2 stack of 9. I split this stack of 9 in 3 and I have, oops, and I have my 6 and 3. The only problem is that the icon is going away for a second. while you are splitting it, you know, and it is a bit annoying. So we may fix that later on, but it's okay. Let's try to split this one, 2 and 3. Okay, we have 2 and 3. Now I want to put it back together. Okay, and it is 5 again. So let's try now to put it on the ground. So if I split it like 3 and I put 3 on the ground, what happens? I have 2 and this one. Yeah, it's saying it's a stack of 3, so it works very well actually. I'm surprised. And if I pick this up, okay, it becomes 5 again. Okay, nice. Nice, so we have the stacks working. It is very good because, why? Because when I wanted to do crafting, sometimes you need, what is my wooden bowl? I think it's here. Because when I want to do crafting, I need to use a specific amount of items, right? And so, what is this? That is my wooden bowl. Yes, this is my wooden bowl. So, I cannot move it. Okay, there it is. So, it is my wooden bowl. So, for example, I needed to add like 10 slop, you know, and I couldn't do it. But now I can do this. 10, let's see if it works like that. Nice, it actually worked. So I can have 10 slop and what was it? 2 eggs. I don't have an egg. I have only 1 egg. I need another egg. But now item should be working. So if I do item egg, boop, you see? I have 2 now. Nice. So what was 10 slop? No, I don't remember. Was 10 flour? I don't remember what was the formula for freaking doing things. But now it's working okay. So I needed, like for example, I need 3 milk, 1 egg, and 7 flour. Okay. So all of this is bullshit. So let me put it back. Okay, stacked here at the beginning. And he stacked here. So he searched the first position for some reason when you're going back to swap. Let me take all of this and put it here. Okay, we have 18. We have 2 egg, juice berry fruit, we can put it there. Okay, so we are having different icons will help me a bit, but it's fine. Okay, so we have 32 of this thing, but we need flour. Can I specify a number like flour 10? No, huh? Wasn't there a way to... Because I need at least 7. Okay, we have 7, which is what we need. So let's put 7 here. And then we said 1 to 2 eggs and 2 milk. 2 eggs I have. And 2 milk. Became night meanwhile. 2 egg and 2 milk. Okay, so now I do use or combine. Now this is a combine. I do combine. And you start to work on combining items. For some reason it picked up. You made 1 butter with quality 100. Yeah, but why I still have the 2 eggs? It's very weird. I made 1 butter. Why I made 1 butter and not 1 slop? I use combine, right? Um, It's kind of interesting though. He used the 7 flour and nothing else. And he made 1 butter. No combinations using this item. Why? I have the feeling we have some problems in the crafting code, because it's weird that he did this. It's pretty weird. He selected the 7 flour and he made 1 butter. When is this window to pop up? When my mouse is, otherwise it's so annoying. Yeah. Made 1 butter, yeah. Why I made 1 butter, I have no idea. The way to do butter is starting from slop. Or maybe he made it automatically. Maybe he made let me check. Found matching combination. Checking single transformation pattern ID. Checking combination for result item 76 with quantity 1. Finished to schedule work on slop in 10 seconds. Started work on combining items. Made 1 butter with quality 1. I mean, it looks like he automatically executed the next transformation. Let me remove the spawn. Isn't there a way to spawn more than 1? Because it's a bit annoying to say slash item flour all the time. Maybe I can go and buy from a merchant. So like if I have 6, let's try with 6 and see what it does. Okay. If I go 6, say combine, you say you don't have the right amount. So it's just saying what you have is not sufficient. If I have 7, oh, I cannot combine inside this. Okay. Well, seems I cannot combine inside a container. I have to okay, stack. So if you do combine now, you don't have the right amount. Okay, but then why? I think something is not working because he actually didn't remove the 2 items. I mean, I have 7 flour now, and he's not combining anything. Well, because maybe I don't have the spoon. Let me put the spoon in my hand. You know, you do not have the right amount. Yeah, exactly. So it's not working. But if I put 1 egg, I try to combine, it's the same. If I put 1 milk, I try to combine, it doesn't work because the minimum, we said, the minimum is 2 milk. It is the minimum. So if I do item milk, and I put another one, but again I cannot stack, so I have to stack here, but okay, it's fine. So if I do it like this and I do combine, so now we have 7, 1 and 2. You see it's taking only the 7. I mean, there's something not working here. It's definitely something not working. He made 1 slop. He made it. You see here we have slop. And probably if I put my spoon here in my hand, for some reason, oh, I think the server crashed. Yeah. Yeah, there's still some issue on the crafting code. I mean, nothing that I'm surprised about, because it's pretty normal that that code doesn't work, but there is still some issues. I'm interested in the server crash because it may reveal the bug. It may really reveal the bug. I don't see an error here. Maybe inside the pslog server. Wait a second. A real server, there it is. It must be. Yep. So yeah, it crashed. It crashed in is transformable in work manager 2273. Let me check that. In work manager 2273, trans array num equal to 0. So this trans array may be completely empty. Check if a transformation is possible. I think this transformation list, it probably returned a null pointer, and it is where it crashed. Find transformation list. I think we should do something like, here we should do something like if trans array, if not trans array, or trans array num equal to 0. So it is more safe, you know, because we are checking the existence of the array first, and then we are checking if is equal to 0. Yeah. I think it's because we didn't have the spoon in hand, and so, but still, still there seems to be a problem, huh? Because it seems that it's creating slop, is properly creating slop, but it's not removing the items from the container, which is very strange, by the way, because that code should be exactly identical as in plain shift. I mean, in the old one, so should not be a problem at all. But this combination, it's not working. We can try another combination like this one. The only problem is I always need this 7 flower. 7 is very annoying. Can I create like, can I change my items to be, let me see if I have an item instances where character ID owner, where char ID owner equal to 116, which is my character, and item stats. Let me just check the flower. Flower is 62. Okay, 62. Do I have any 62? I think I used them all, huh? Oh no, it is 62. Okay, with this 62, I want, I don't know, 55. Okay, so we have a bit of items, and we don't have to. So, but we need to understand why this combination is not taking the proper set of items. It's not taking the proper set of, it's creating the slop, but it's not taking the proper set of items. It's taking all the flour only and no milk, no egg. That's pretty bad. Let me try to understand at least in the code where is that, okay? Where is this thing? I think is when it does fine transformation. Any transformation. There should be a place where it's removing the items from the container. Let me search for remove. Remove all item contain, destroy them. Cast a contain, combine contained item. You see, like this one, it should. While IT is next. Remove all item from container that the player owns. Well, okay. Kill any trade work started. Remove items and delete. Create a combined item. Yeah, so it's assuming that what you have placed there is exactly the quantity you need to produce the final item, and so it's trying to remove them all, but it's actually not working. Could not remove all item ID from our database. Let me check this one because maybe it's failing here. You see this? Let me see if it's failing on this line, because I have the feeling it's failing here. No? No. Seems not. So in theory, it should remove items and delete it. So it should remove them all. It removes only the first one. It's like if this cycle is cycling only on the first item and not on all the 3 items that are in the container. Right? That is my feeling. So it's like it's not looping. I think we should launch it in debug mode and see why. Because it seems it's not looping. So 2 milk, 1 egg, and 7 flour. Starting up. I hope it's that cycle, because if it's that cycle, it's fine. But I should have received an error though. Should have received an error that that item was not able to be destroyed. Yeah, but this code has never been tested, so I mean in Unreal, right? So it's okay. We have some errors. I mean, it would be impossible to have 0 errors. Really impossible. Yeah, we have to fix these windows. They're a bit annoying. But okay, so in this window there is 1 slop. Okay, we can take the 1 slop. It's fine. So now we have 33. We have 55 flowers, so we can take 7. You see how handy it is now? We need 2 eggs. No, 2 milk and 1 egg. Okay, so / item egg. Yeah, I don't need to debug this. I think this piece is working now, so I don't need. Can remove the debug. So we got our egg slash item milk. So we get 2 milk and 1 egg. Okay, so we put that there, and 1 egg is here. Okay, so I click on combine. Boom! Everything exploded. What the hell happened? Something very bad happened. What the hell? I mean, it didn't even enter. Don't understand what was doing. I mean, all these variables are valid. Pawn is valid. Yes. Pawn is valid. Work manager is valid. So why cannot call this function? I don't understand. What happened? Why it crashed? Why it crashed? I cannot see why it crashed actually. So we clicked on combine and item, so request work command, slot manager movements and replace your control base request work command. Item add flour destructor called, item add milk destructor called, creating new item 76, quantity 1, item at blah 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 created, set location in parent 040, item at god UID, and there is a bunch of messages, and the thing is just going to, and then it just fucked up. I don't know why. Strangely enough, it fucked up on this line. I don't get why. Combine, filter empty, and this is empty. Request word command. It didn't even print that out. Well, actually printed it here. But why didn't stop on our breakpoint? Because we had a breakpoint, right? We set up a breakpoint. No? Wait. I did the change and I didn't. Okay, fine. I did the change and I didn't recompile the DLL, so it's using the old code. That's why. But anyway, it crashed. So the fact that it crashed, it means there is still something significantly wrong. I should rename the stream anyway because we're working on crafting. Okay, let's recompile it and see. Crafting UI I think is good, but books not. I will call it split stacks and crafting. Okay. Split stacks and crafting. Split stacks and crafting. Okay, started properly. It seems that it started properly. So, what time is it? 6. I will have to end the stream a bit earlier today, but again, just to give you a sense of what I'm doing. I will continue to, I think tonight I will continue on this. I want to prove that crafting is working good. But yeah, splitting of stacks is very nice. It's very nice that we made it. Otherwise it would be impossible to test crafting because it would take so much. Okay. So now we have the server running in debug, right? So we can so we have our container here. The slop was created actually. You know, I mean, the slop actually was created. The other items were removed. So it seems it worked okay, but it still crashed. So we need 7 of this. We need... I don't have milk. Okay. So we said 2 milk and 1 egg. 2 milk and 1 egg. And then we combine. Okay, is container combinable? I don't think it was crashing here. Validate combination. Combine contained item. I think it was here, right? When it was removing all the items. Let me just check if this is happening. Kill any trade work events, set transformation, interrupt, remove the item. So IT, what is IT? IT is remove items and delete item IT. Item, remove current. UID 1390. Why there is no name? Fuck, anyway. 1390. I have to check it manually. Probably yes. 1390. Item stats. 13. Come on. Is the ID or is it? Yeah, I think it's the ID. I think it's a bit of a mess to search it like this. Because the ID is the ID of an item. Anyway, stack count 7. So is the flower, okay? Is the flower. So let me see if I can destroy it. Yes, it can destroy it. And it is the then it goes to the next one. And I'm just checking if number item 2. Yeah, I think it's doing it. I think it's deleting the items properly actually. And this one is no stack, so it's probably stack count 1, so it's probably the third one. So yeah, I think it's working okay. Then it's creating the new item. The new item, he created it here. And the ID is, no, crafter ID. Unfortunately, they are not alphabetically ordered. This thing is, ID, what is the ID? Come on. UID 0. Oh, because it didn't save it yet. Get item data, add to container, new item. Yeah, it's saving it here, so you will have an ID now. UID is still 0 though. Okay, UID exists now, it's 1393. Okay, so yeah, he created a new one, so it seems to work okay. I don't know where it's crashing. So he created this combine item, so we have a new item. Now he's trying to check the quality, find if we can do any combination of transfer. So here is where he's messing up. So after he created the item, he's trying to do some auto transformations, okay? Based just on the fact that the item is inside the container. And this, I think, is where he fucks up. If transformation match, or transformation garbage. Why this printout is here? You start to work on combining items and make. I mean, actually, you already did it. Combine contained items. Okay, print this out. Okay, fine, but you already did it. So now what? I mean, now it didn't crash. I mean, obviously my client crashed because it timed out, but now it didn't crash. I don't know why. Probably because we were executing the code still without the transformation ID. Yeah, probably. So if I look at my container, let me just open this one. Yeah, there is one slop in it. So it actually worked. After I added the check, you know that I added one check to avoid the crash? Then I just forgot to recompile the code, but now that the code is recompiled, it didn't crash anymore and it created this. I don't know why before he was creating something weird. He was creating one butter. I don't know how that happened really. The only difference is that I had my wooden spoon in hand, while yeah, maybe let's try this, because I think I had the wooden spoon in hand. So let's try to put 7 flour again. And this time we will not debug anything, we'll just launch it. So I need, as usual, 2 milk and 1 egg. Okay, 1 egg, 2 milk, and I combine. I will just let it go. If it crashes, it crashes. Who gives a shit? Go. Okay, it didn't crash. But you see that visually, maybe it's just the visual result. I don't know, it seems to me that, I mean, like, it's when I have the spoon in my hand that it's messing up. First of all, it's creating the slop, and then immediately after it's creating the butter, and it's not taking the milk and the egg from the container for some reason. Is this a real item if I put it here? It's not a real item. I think it's just not refreshing. I mean, the butter is a real item, but if I take this 2 milk and I try to put it in my inventory, you see that it's not moving it. I don't have milk current, so I think there is just a leftover of the UI. So the UI is not updating properly this window. It's not updating the window properly. How do I update this? Let me try to click combine just for the sake of it. Okay, it's doing nothing. If I put, okay, I don't know. We need some testing, boys. I think that we need someone to go through this and try to test it and see what are the different cases, when it works, when it doesn't work, and then maybe I can fix it. If any of you want to do it, it would be nice. But yes, we need someone to test exactly the cases. Why some, and there is a bug. There is definitely a bug. When I have the spoon in my hand, something happens, you know, and the items are not cleared properly. But it seems that if I put one slop here, and I mean the container is kind of auto transforming. It's doing something, you know. Let me try use. You start to work on one slop. Yeah, if you have the spoon in hand and there is one slop, you make butter. Okay, nice. Okay, I understand. So I understand what happens. It's only a problem of refreshing the UI. All the rest works. All the rest is just the UI that is not refreshed properly, but it's actually working okay now. It's not crashing anymore and it's working okay after the change, the small change I made, which is nice. Which is very nice. I don't like too much the fact that he automatically starts to do something even if you didn't want to. Like imagine that I want to sell the slop and I don't want the butter to be created. I mean I have no way, because as soon as it gets combined, I know I can't remove the spoon from my hand. Yeah, if I remove the spoon from my hands, then it will not do it. Okay, well, that's fine. Maybe it's fine. So I can, yeah. If I don't have a tool, okay. The other thing I wanted to do, I wanted to right click and get the description, which at the moment I can do only if I right click here and I ask for the description, right? Like this. But I cannot do it if it's in my inventory, which is pretty stupid, meaning that I have to drop the item. You know, I have to drop the item to get its description, which is absolutely not acceptable. So yeah. So how to do this? We need when I right click, in the inventory, I should send the same message that I send here, which is the request for getting a description. Right? So when I right click, I want to send that. So let me see, first of all, if I can identify. I think I should be able to identify that. I need Cyborg to help me to fix. Maybe I can check in. Yeah, let's check in what I did. So I can ask him to work on top of this. So basically what we did, we added the split stack, but I need to check in also the stack selector. Yes. So we added a stack selector window, which pops up when you try to move a stack of items. And then we also fix the bug in crafting. Fix the crash, not a bug. and we enabled to drop stacks as well. Enabled dropping / moving of partial stacks. Okay, fine. It's pretty good. It's pretty good, boys. Then if let me see if this guy is online. So I ask him to click to improve the window a bit. No, it's offline. Okay. So what I wanted to do, yes, the right click on the item. So I think it's still on this object, still on WW slot, with the difference that is not the left click, but is the right click. Right. So I don't click it with the mouse. On pressed. This on pressed, I really don't understand why we use on pressed. Really, why? What does it mean on pressed? We have on clicked. It's not on pressed. I don't like this on pressed. I don't understand why it's on pressed. It makes no sense. On pressed, on overed, on unovered. I mean, over and overed, I don't care actually, but the on pressed is pretty bad. I mean, it should be on clicked. I don't like this on pressed really. So it should be on clicked. And okay. And actually, how do we know if it's right click or left click? Can we detect left clicks, right clicks? I think we did this already, but I don't remember where we did it. We did it, yeah, I think in Plansheet Player Controller when we have the on character. On character when we have our mouse and keyboard, we have the left click and the right click. I think right mouse button. It is pressed and released. Key structure. Yeah, right mouse button. And left mouse button. How do I detect if the on click is left or right? Because it makes a big difference for me, right? When I do on clicked, I would like to know if I click the left or right mouse button. I mean, left is probably not even triggering it. On left mouse, no. No. Left mouse, no. On clicked, I need on clicked left mouse button. This is what I need. Right mouse click on a button, exactly. I guess no one else would. Let's see. Is there a way to fire on click event when I press the right mouse button? Right now, it fires when I press the left mouse button. Exactly. Condition cursor is over the button. True. Right mouse button is pressed event. True. Just press my click. So what is guy that's doing? On mouse button down. Is mouse button down. Yeah, man, but only on that particular button. I don't know. On border 8, mouse button down. Okay. Is mouse button down, left mouse button. So, on mouse move enter is mouse button down. I don't like this one. On border mouse button down. So is mouse button down. Pointer event structure. Any mouse button, right? The problem is that I think that the on clicked is actually triggered only on image border mouse button down. I mean, I need on image background. It doesn't mean on image background. So you need to have an image on it. This one I don't know exactly. You know what? I will figure it out, but not now. I will figure it out, but not now. I think I have to go now. But yeah, so what we did the stack, and which was very good, and we fixed one bug in the crafting window, which is nice. I think I will work a bit more tonight. I don't know if I will stream it or not, but definitely I will progress a bit on this. And yeah, if you want to help, I can give you access to the SVN. There are a few things to do to help. Basically, you will need someone to test, to test crafting and to see that there are no other bugs. And also, we need someone to improve a bit the windows, because the windows at the moment are a bit rough in terms of UI, right? But I think it was a good progress nonetheless, so I'm happy about it. So with that said, I think I will close the stream, and I will speak to you very soon. Don't worry. Don't worry.